The seventh episode begins with the flashback showing young Rip and Rowdy looking for wolves in the pastures. Rowdy insults Beth in the evening, which irritates Rip. As a result, they start to fight, and Rip eventually defeats Rowdy. In the end, Rowdy is killed by Rip with a knife and dies. When Rip tells John the truth, he asks for his loyalty in exchange for helping him cover up the murder. Rip swears to always take good care of the ranch. Jamie discusses his relationship with John, his adopted father, with Sarah in the present. According to Jamie, his love of the Yellowstone ranch inspired his desire to become a cowboy. But John had him study to be a lawyer. Jamie thus grows angry with John. Despite this, Jamie is certain that he wants to save the ranch but does not believe it will be profitable. According to Sarah, the United States ranching industry will eventually go out of business, leaving only tourism as a viable source of income for Montana. As a result, Sarah urges Jamie to support market equities in their local real estate endeavors. The Duttons and the ranch workers at Yellowstone Ranch get ready for another day of branding cattle. In a talk with Monica, Beth shares her sorrow about Monica's lost child. Senator Linnell Perry and Chairman Thomas Rainwater meet in the meantime. The latter discloses that 2 gas pipelines that cross the Broken Rock Reservation have the president's approval. Perry declares that she will be against the choice, but Rainwater persuades her to support his appeal that he should be chairman in order to oppose the pipeline proposals. John, Rip, and the others find several stillborn buffalo calves while riding through the grasslands. John discovers that the herd has brucellosis as a result. To stop the disease from spreading, John must isolate the animals from the rest of the herd. In order to treat the sickness, he chooses to rent land outside of the ranch and keep the cattle there for a year. Rip offers to handle things and gets ready to leave the ranch with the animals. Beth is informed by John of his plan to remove the livestock from the ranch. Beth figures out that the Duttons cannot afford to rent the property for a year after doing the math. John is also unable to sell the buffaloes because doing so would make it impossible for him to make money the next year. Beth therefore looks for an alternative remedy. Beth discovers that the Texas ranch known as 4 Sixes sells its own beef for a healthy profit. She therefore proposes that John apply for a loan to launch a meat processing company. Before they leave for an extended period of time, Rip and the ranch workers attend the local county fair. Casey and Monica discuss their future at the county fair. Rip informs Beth of his leaving in the interim, and Beth makes the decision to accompany Rip. After Ryan informs the singer of his departure for Texas, the two part ways. Summer and John go to the county fair together because Summer is now familiar with the Dutton family's way of life. Ellis Steele and Sarah Atwood visit Jamie Dutton in his workplace. Ellis reveals that John has handed the Yellowstone Ranch to a land trust and entrusted authority over it to a conservation organization, designating it as a nature reserve. Jamie had previously leased the property to Marlette Equities. However, John's decision to put the ranch on a reservation prevents the corporate body from building anything on the land. Market Equities needs the land, so the firm is asking Jamie to use his authority as Attorney General to revoke the easement. After Jamie loses his temper, Sarah has a private conversation with him. She believes that John's behavior will result in legal action being taken not only against the Duttons but also the state of Montana. As a result, the state's economic and financial stability may be significantly impacted by legal losses in the billions of dollars. Sarah advises Jamie to leverage the current circumstance to have John removed from his position as governor. Jamie recognizes the advantages of Sarah's recommendations. He then gets ready to argue before the court that John's actions have impacted the state's potential revenue and may threaten the living conditions of all citizens. John must therefore step down, which triggers an emergency election that Jamie intends to win. In addition, Jamie's role in revealing John's faults as a governor increased the likelihood that the public would choose Jamie as the state's next governor. It will be interesting to see whether Jamie's idea is successful. Hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for the further updates. Thank you. See you next time. Till then, be safe, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye.